Good morning, everyone. I am Z. Scott, President of Chicago State University. I am delighted to welcome you to Chicago State. The budget passed by the General Assembly makes significant investment in Illinois' higher education. It invests in our institutions and our students and recognizes the unparalleled contribution higher education makes to the Illinois economy. The budget increased investment in MAP and provides increased opportunity for our students to access and complete a college education right here in our great state of Illinois. The dividends of this investment will not only yield our state immediate benefits, but will impact families for generations to come. On behalf of our students and community members, thank you, General Assembly and Governor Pritzker and your administration for your commitment to improving the lives of Illinois citizens through higher education. I'd like to give a special thank you to Senator L.G. Sims, Jr., our home senator in whose district we sit and who has a steadfast commitment to our institution. I'd also like to thank Representative Nick Smith, our alum, for his work and service to Chicago State. And I'd also like to thank Leader Marcus Evans, also another alum, for his work and commitment to our institution. Chicago State adds approximately $1.6 billion to the Illinois economy each year and represents a strong return to our students for their investment in education. As a university, we are laser focused on equitable education and workforce development. This budget will allow Chicago State to do what it does best: create a stronger and more inclusive economy for all of Illinois. The prioritization of higher education is apparent on our campus, as we will soon open a world-class integrated health sciences simulation lab that has been funded by the state of Illinois. These investments come at a pivotal time. We are facing a crisis in our state in Black student enrollment. Black student enrollment in Illinois declined from 34% between 2013 and 2019. And this is before the pandemic's disproportionate effects on Black and Latinx community. But the good news is here. The good news is that our General Assembly cares about our students and cares about our communities, and that is reflected in today's budget. We cannot overcome our crisis in our state without the support of the General Assembly. Chicago State is stronger today because of the investment in higher education. Thank you, Governor Pritzker and the Illinois General Assembly, for your work on behalf of the state of Illinois. Chicago State University stands as a ready partner in the work to come. Now, at this time, I have the honor of introducing our governor, Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Thank you very, very much to President Scott. It's great to be back here at Chicago State to see all of you joining us this morning for this tremendous moment in our history. President Scott, I just want to point out to everybody, for those who don't know President Scott, she truly is one of the kindest and most thoughtful public servants that we have. She's a real force of nature. She makes things happen. I want to thank you very much, President Scott, for all that you do to lift up the students here at Chicago State and the community of Chicago State. So much has happened under your tenure that's been great for the institution, and I just want to make sure everybody knows it, and so I'm going to give you a big round of applause. This truly is a historic institution. Many of the legislators that are here today were part of the 2019 coalition to deliver for Illinois the largest infrastructure investment in the nation, which brought $84 million in renovations and expansions right here to Chicago State, including the new state-of-the-art nursing lab that was talked about. It'll propel more students into the healthcare profession, and frankly, the jobs in healthcare are plentiful, and so we want kids to come and learn and enter healthcare. The legislators that made that happen include many of the people who are here today: Leader Greg Harris, Leader Robin Gable, Senator L.G. Sims, Senator Michael Hastings, Representative Mike Zaleski, Representative Will Davis, and their many colleagues and staff, some not in the room today, but who deserve a good deal of respect for the work that they did on this budget. Democrats have worked together to deliver a fourth balanced budget in a row, and it's the second in a row with a surplus. Our state is in its strongest fiscal position in generations. And as a result, we are able to provide $1.8 billion in tax relief for our residents. Do you remember just 5 years ago when our state was held hostage by the former governor and the majority of the Republican Party? Violence interruption programs were destroyed. DCFS shut down 500 residential beds for our state's most vulnerable children. The developmentally disabled were forgotten. Our state's unpaid backlog of bills piled up to nearly $17 billion. And our state suffered 8 credit downgrades while sending 5 of our universities into junk credit status. Compare that to today. Investments in stronger schools, modernized airports and newly paved highways, hundreds of thousands of well-paying infrastructure jobs, a better funded pension system. These are just some of the kind of priorities that we can invest in when our state is governed responsibly, with a focus on working families and those who have too often been left out and left behind. A firm fiscal foundation means that we're investing in better education for our children, upgrading schools and classrooms, attracting more teachers, and expanding after-school programs and summer jobs. We're launching the pipeline for the advancement of the healthcare profession to recruit and train more students for high-demand medical careers. We've launched 2 advanced manufacturing training academies downstate and the nation's largest aviation institute of maintenance in Chicago. Balancing the budget allows us to stoke job creation across Illinois. We're providing grants to bars and restaurants and other small businesses, along with arts and cultural institutions, to help them manage through the financial recovery from the pandemic. And we're suspending licensing fees to provide a little extra help in their recovery. Balancing the budget allows us to help small businesses and community organizations get back on their feet and grow. We increased funding to its highest level ever for mental health care and substance use treatment. Everyone knows someone in need of help. And Illinois is finally increasing its capacity to help. That's what balancing a budget can do for Illinois families. If you want to reduce crime, you've got to solve crimes. So we're building on our gains in staffing the Illinois State Police by hiring the largest cadet class in years. We're funding the Gang Crime Witness Protection Program. And we're doubling patrols and expanding cameras and license plate readers on highways and state roads to stop expressway shootings. Communities are made safer when we properly balance the budget. We're making childcare more affordable than ever before, pairing more funding for providers with more support for families to access affordable care. Expanded preschool offerings and quality childcare are helping to make Illinois the best place in the nation to raise young children. Balancing the budget makes that possible. College students you're going to hear from, like Maria Sierra, like Nicoya Washington, and James Elam. 3 CSU students who are here sitting behind me will be able to access the largest college scholarship program the state has ever had. The budget The budget that I signed today includes record funding for those scholarships, for MAP grants, which will give more than 155,000 students financial aid so that they can attend CSU or any public university or community college in Illinois. And I'm particularly proud that this school year, for the very first time in more than 20 years, every eligible student who applies for a MAP grant for the current school year will receive an award. No waiting lists, no denials. We're putting $1 billion into the state's rainy day fund so that we won't have so many troubles the next time hard times hit our state. And we put an extra $500 million into our pensions, saving taxpayers nearly $2 billion in future interest payments and to make sure retirees get what they are owed. Balancing the budget allows us to save for the future and live up to our financial obligations. On all of these things, the only members of the General Assembly who voted to kick the can down the road and to stick you and your children with the bill were the Republicans who voted against it, who seem to prefer spelunking for misery over offering real solutions. Look, we all know that there's more work to be done to overcome the challenges of the pandemic recession, the fiscal mismanagement of the past, and the rising prices caused by worldwide inflation. But we've made tremendous progress. Democrats have passed a responsible budget that allows us to provide $1.8 billion in tax relief, reducing property taxes, grocery taxes, and sales taxes on back-to-school supplies, along with holding the line on gas taxes and sending a check for hundreds of dollars to more than 90% of Illinois families. Again, we're able to do that because we balanced the budget and we maintained a budget surplus. The budget that I'm signing today brings real improvements to the lives of working families and sets us up for a stronger fiscal future. Putting people first is what this budget is all about. And with that, I'm very pleased to turn this podium over to my friend and my partner, an experienced hand at state budgeting and Chicago State's own Senator, L.G. Sims.
Good morning. It is a great day here in the 17th District. Let me welcome all of you to the campus of Chicago State University, where great things are happening every day. As the governor mentioned, my name is L.G. Sims, and I have the honor and privilege of being the state senator of the 17th District. You hear that sound? That's the sound of Illinois being back on track. That's the sound of great things happening across this land. Several years ago, as the governor mentioned, we were on the brink of disaster. We had a governor who was trying to drive us into a ditch. But under Governor Pritzker's leadership, and under the leadership of Senate President Don Harmon and House Speaker Chris Welch, Illinois is on the right track. That sound you hear is bills being paid. That sound you hear are investments being made. That sound you hear is hope again here in the state of Illinois. That sound that you hear is as us investing in our children's future. Over $12 billion into education here in the state of Illinois.